What is going on YouTube? Hitting back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be continuing to look at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Not really much to talk about within the S&P 500 as we are still closed today. Tomorrow will be a new day that will be open, so there'll be more information to discuss in regards to that. But more importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's video is, once again, more consolidation within these markets. I know it's been a while, guys, and you guys are being extremely patient, and I do appreciate that, as we all are. We do have trades in on XRP and Bitcoin specifically that we are still currently waiting for pretty much since the time that we had bought in on the 11th here. We're currently trading at that same price right now, and it's the 17th, so it's been 6 days of the sideways consolidation with anticipation of the run being confirmed, and I do strongly believe that the run is presently confirmed and we have found a bottom, as we have traded outside our falling wedge pattern here and are starting to break bullish. But we also have some interesting indicators that are forming, which we discussed yesterday, as we found a new bigger falling wedge pattern on Bitcoin here that's pretty much coming to its wit's end. Like, there's no more room for us to trade. So I'm glad you guys are being patient with us, as the ones that are the most patient will be the ones that will be most rewarded as expected here. So I'm excited, but we are patiently waiting to see this confirm and give us some sort of break. Show us which direction we're going to be moving to here. Obviously, everything is just speculation at this time until we get that confirmation that we need, which should be very, very, very soon. We've been saying this in the past here. We have made some profitable trades in the past, though, so I'm not really too worried. But with that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by VEROX. As you guys can see, VEROX is an artificial intelligence investment manager for crypto and DeFi, and they fuse the expertise of select crypto partners with artificial intelligence to achieve above human performance. More information about VEROX will be at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned if you want to learn more about them. Otherwise, I have linked them down in the description below if you'd like to check them out earlier. But with that being said, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you can see, a quick refresh of the current coin market cap shows more consolidation as expected and anticipated. We have slowly trickled ourselves to be back above the $2 trillion current market cap here. We're currently at 2.04, but there was about 4 or 5 days ago, we were at 1.98. You can see we've pretty much been flatlined out. You guys have to understand, when we see no volatility and no movement and sideways trading, this is usually a big indicator of potential swings back to the upside here, or at least big volume either inserting itself into crypto or leaving cryptocurrency, to be exact here. But it does show big movements coming, because when cryptocurrency trades sideways and flatlines out, it's usually a sign of uncertainty, and immediately and quickly followed by some sort of big volume movement here. So flashing forward right now to what exactly is happening on XRP, we're definitely in an interesting time, an interesting standing and movement here. And that's why I've been so patiently looking for maybe another movement that I kind of missed, maybe some sort of bigger support like this that's acting as a resistance, and we've been consolidating inside of that, just maybe trying to find some other support or price floor or falling wedge pattern that makes a little more sense here. But it is hard to find on these coins. It really is. It's not necessarily the most accurate pattern here if I was to move these lines on XRP, which is why I still believe strongly that this is how the pattern is supposed to be, specifically on XRP. But we can use Bitcoin to reference maybe a newer move to the upside here, and my main focus is on Bitcoin right now for the most part. But as you guys can see, we have broken bullish. We have broken outside of this support. If things were to take a turn for the worst and fall bearish, I feel like at this point right now we would have already broken through our bottom support levels here and corrected to the downside. But there are a lot of strong supports that are holding this price up, which is why I already bought in earlier on the 6th here, on the 11th here, and it's been 6 days of consolidation. Had I have not already bought in, I would still be waiting for the confirmation and then purchasing this coin, because obviously there is still some bigger consolidation that we didn't notice here, and we had pretty much slightly jumped the gun on Bitcoin and XRP here, bought in right when we saw confirmation of a smaller falling wedge hitting bottom. So I still think we're in a good position here, and unless proven otherwise and we actually fall, we'll trigger our stop loss at like 41k here, but I don't think that's going to happen, and I do believe reversal is what's expected, but I could be totally wrong. Regardless, we are expecting to see some sort of breach or some sort of movement now, because we have pretty much completed this falling wedge pattern here, and there's not much more room. This can move in any sense here. But moving back to XRP, we have already bought in, and if I hadn't already done so, I would once again be waiting for the confirmation on Bitcoin to pretty much give us a more conservative outlook, and then buying into this, pretty much giving us the direction of the movement and then buying into this coin. But I do strongly believe that we are going to be swinging to the upside. We've seen quite a lot of days now of just bearish lower high formations here. You can see if I just draw a current date range from the current day that we started to right now, it's been about 70 days of consolidation. It's really crazy when you think about it. But if you notice here in the past, this is bearish. There's a lot of bearish sentiment going on right now. A lot of people are definitely very negative. I see it in the comments in regards to how we've been creating these lower highs and continued consolidation to the downside here. And not many people are happy. But just to reference what you would have missed earlier, this was about 77 days. So keep this in mind, guys. You really have to pay attention to this. From the start of the original break to the downside here, it lasted 77 days. Notice what we're doing right now has lasted 70 days. And it's a very similar chart in that sense too. We had our original correction, small pullback to the upside, then a drop down. We had our original correction, small pullback to the upside, then a correction down. They're very similar to how they're trading. Whether correlation, is causation, we're not so sure. It may not lead to the same thing here, but regardless, the same outlook is what we're dealing with. The fact that we have come back down to hit our bottom uptrend, this clear support with our moving averages, is a strong sign that we're probably at the bottom. Notice also what we didn't have prior was we didn't actually hit our lower Bollinger Band, which you could see is much lower down. We've actually constricted these down because we are forming some sort of symmetrical triangle, and we are coming back into contact with our Bollinger Band, the bottom here. So there's a lot of supports in this range here, which is signaling time to swing up, that this is the bottom here, and we're going to see some movement. But you can see how interesting these are forming, and you can see once again, it's a very similar pattern as to what we're expecting. So regardless, we are at a bottom here, and I'd like to think we're going to hold above there. Unless proven otherwise, if we start to see prices breach us through, then we'll switch to a short position. But as of right now, we look good. Hopefully you guys understand that we don't look like we're in a problem zone just yet. Obviously, we're testing a very critical area where in a flip of a switch, we could turn into an extremely bearish scenario here, but it hasn't done it just yet. And, with previous history and the fact that we're on some pretty critical supports on the weekly, and now that we're pretty much completing the amount of consolidation that has happened here in the past, you would be missing out on a massive run to the upside here. Although we are expecting to see a smaller run, it is about a 20% upside, which is still pretty good, especially with the fact that we could leverage this to the upside here. We do expect a C to D movement to happen, at least a rebound, at least up to 95 cents, then up to $1.09. What I plan on doing, since we're already bought in on Bityard here, is obviously, if I hadn't already done so, I would be putting in an XRP trade if I hadn't already bought in when we actually get that confirmation, which what I would do is wait for the confirmation on Bitcoin here. If we see Bitcoin break through this falling wedge, this downtrend, which we'll talk about in a minute, then I would put in either the XRP trade on Bityard or a Bitcoin trade. It really doesn't matter here. But what I would do is just go over to market, type in the amount of leverage that I want, type in the amount. It could be, 1,000, leveraged at 10x here, and then clicking in buy long, creating then a stop loss right here, which would open in the live position. And I highly recommend you guys take advantage of it, because this is the #1 platform that I recommend using for leverage trading cryptocurrency, especially and specifically XRP. Not only that, they also offer a demo account so you guys can actually practice your skills, so you don't actually have to risk trading with real cryptocurrency until you're comfortable, and then you can. So I always recommend, and I always say, use the demo account. It's completely free and there's zero risk when doing so. And then when you're ready, also when you sign up with the link in the description, click on mystery box up here, and you can actually earn free cryptocurrency, which is really cool too. But moving forward from that, I do very much so anticipate a big run to the upside here. Now, I don't know why this just adjusted our charts here, but you can see this is pretty much what we're dealing with, is this movement from here downwards, just like this. and then once again this over. And you can see this consolidation is not something that's new. We've had this consolidation in the past. The first time it happened here, consolidated, we broke bullish outside the falling wedge as expected, and we made a pretty nice profit off the run to the upside here, moving the stop loss up incrementally and obviously locking in profits. And then we saw a big drop to the downside here, which you could have shorted as it was leading down to point C. We were hoping to see a run to the upside here, but this is where we led. So now we're at rock bottom as what I would anticipate, and I do expect to see a run back to the upside coming soon. As for Ethereum, once again, more consolidation. I am a strong believer that this is going to play out till the end here, which means pretty much consolidating like this, or until proven otherwise, which means prices break us through, or prices break us down below this bottom support or this top resistance here. Until that's happening, it's pretty much just a waiting game and a pinball mechanism trading inside of this, falling wedge pattern here. Now, moving forward to Bitcoin, the one that I really want to talk about here is Bitcoin has now opened up, or we've seen a much bigger, more aggressive falling wedge pattern, and it makes sense, mainly because you can see the gap is slowly tightening here, very similar to the two others that it has had in its past here. Going back in the past, you can see on Bitcoin, you can see the immediate run starts off much bigger and slowly funnels down much smaller here. Same thing happens here, a much smaller funnel towards the end, and then the breakout happens. It pretty much constricts itself, and here we are doing the same thing, a much bigger falling wedge pattern, consolidating and constricting itself all the way down into bottom support, where at some point we'll be retesting this uptrend, which we are currently doing. You can see right here, this is the support that sends us up higher, and we are currently battling that right now. Not only were we oversold, you can see on the weekly too how much stronger of an uptrend this actually appears, and we've now come back to retest that, and it's also retesting a very strong support which cuts across here. So I think 40K is the bottom that we've already hit, and I don't think we're going to be heading much lower than that. Obviously, if we do, we change our positions here. But if I had not already bought into Bitcoin, which I already did, but if I hadn't, what I plan on doing, you can see, look at these previous ones that we've had here, and I just want to show you what we're going to do with the same one now. You can see here, zooming in, and then I'll wrap up today's video and we'll talk about VEROX or VEROX. You can see here, once we confirmed closing the daily, so you can see how much more opportunity we had. So let's say we saw prices consolidate in. The second we see the daily close us above, which would have been right here, we buy in at 33,300, and then we leverage to the upside. Look at how much more money we would have had. Obviously, we probably would have got stopped out right here, but still, this would have been a huge profit to the upside here. Then moving forward, and you can see this is what we had anticipated to happen here when we had originally broken up to retest the moving average. We didn't head higher through it, so that might be one scenario here. But regardless here, you can see we pretty much had the opportunity proven right at this level here. So then we flash forward again, and you can see moving forward, the next one that we had closed us above our downtrend, and then we confirmed buying in, and we had a big run to the upside here, huge profits to be made. Here we are playing another conservative route, another conservative aspect. Obviously, we bought in, and yeah, we could be wrong on the times that have had these falling wedge patterns here. It's totally fine, because at some point it is going to, unveil and show us the big moneymaker here, which pretty much makes up for the 2 or maybe 3 times that we've missed out on a small stop loss, which doesn't actually allow us to lose a ton of profit here, a small amount in regards to how it's trading here. So I do believe this falling wedge is going to prove itself very soon. You can also see on a smaller scale, if we jump to the 4-hour, that there is some sort of uptrend here, and we are kind of consolidating in. You can see that there is this uptrend where prices are pretty much teeter-tottering off the bottom and heading up higher. Higher lows are in formation here, and we are filling in this gap, closing it in. You can see the Bollinger Bands are constricting as well. And this at some point is going to break, because we've had big candle wicks and movements in the past here. Now we're not seeing any for the past 3 days. So it might be today, maybe tomorrow, the latest, that we get this, this answer here. So I think we're going to see that very soon. Obviously, I wouldn't short this coin until we confirm breaking below 1K. I would really suggest that this is probably the bottom. I mean, you could extend it all the way out and maybe use, probably 40K as rock bottom if you wanted to, 40K being the bottom here. But once again, use this this downtrend here, use this resistance as a time to buy in. If we see prices break through this, that would confirm a rally to the upside, I would think. We close above, we close at 45K, we can then rally to the upside. Could you use this as a means of support? Yeah, you could say above 44,820. If we see confirmation where prices close above 44,820, you could buy in. Or if you want to play it a little more risky, once we close us above the resistance downtrend right here. But that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video, guys. I do want to talk more about VEROX with you. I want to give a huge shout out to VEROX for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, VEROX is a startup founded in 2020 by a group of experts from the fintech industry. And VEROX is the first ever digital platform for all-in-one crypto and DeFi financial needs. And it is a personalized advisor, product analyzer, and financial content provider. Now guys, there are so many innovative projects emerging in crypto, and what makes VEROX unique is that they incorporate innovation in the space and unites it into a cohesive and easy to use platform. Now at the heart of their products is an artificial intelligence machine learning algorithm that continuously point users into the direction of best investment opportunities by delivering real-time technical analysis and highly accurate trade signals. So guys, their iOS, Android, and web app is out for their main product, VEROX AI, and their other products are an automated trading bot where you can deploy the VEROX AI and VEROX DEX. And currently these products are all in beta. Now from VEROX AI app, users can view real-time price feeds and live data for 8,000 plus cryptocurrencies. And the coolest part of VEROX AI is that users can view charts with TradingView tools, as well as view real-time trading signals for each cryptocurrency. And VEROX also takes the stress out of timing the market, and it tells you when to buy and when to sell for profit. And what's even cooler is for each cryptocurrencies, users can view the latest news, price trends, as well as even deep analysis, and different sections of their app delivers various VEROX AI investment recommendations. Now to do this, VEROX AI scans truly massive datasets in real time and utilizes 5+ unique machine learning algorithms running on each individual cryptocurrency. And with this data, VEROX AI uses different combinations of analysis in order to generate different forms of recommendations. So guys, for instance, to generate top picks, neural networks do sentiment analysis, technical analysis, and fundamental analysis. And then the results of each section are the ranked ordered cryptocurrencies selected by VEROX AI to have the best potential price increases. And users can explore the results of different recommendations, but can also select or search for any given cryptocurrency and perform analysis using the AI. And VEROX also has its own native coin called VERX, and it has an 18% APY available for staking. Now VERX has a 47,500 max supply, and subscriptions to VEROX AI will be in VERX, and further listing on their DEX will also be in VERX. Now VEROX disrupts the traditional norms of investment and profit making, as well as changes what is possible and provides tools to all users that until now only an elite few had access to. And brokers, investing consultants, trade groups, and even endless researching are all now no longer necessary. Now while the VEROX AI tools are immensely valuable to veterans in the space, they are also the only tools beginners need to be on the same playing field. And most importantly, VEROX AI fixes the problems that have prevented mass adoption. And also their CEO was known as Altcoins King and has a track record with 700x ROI for his calls into crypto since the early crypto days, and wanted to build something so users could also have success in a market. Now his Twitter is now called VEROX_AI Crypto, so his followers remain the same, and it's followed even by John Bollinger and some other legends. So guys, for more information, or if you want to download the iOS app, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description down below. Otherwise, huge shout out to VEROX for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.